Hello and welcome back to Paul's Racing Channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by W Energy Drinks, Drinks for Gamers and Eldridge Air Conditioning. So we return finally for our round one of our Sunday League Championship, and I have the pleasure in actually doing the commentary here for the League of Champions, which is the top tier here at the Ultimate Racing League. So in with the big boys, so to speak, for this 10-week or 10-round championship. Now, it's a one-mate championship. It's all in the Toyota GR Supra concept racing car for this one. And, 3.5 mile circuit here at the International Speedway on the road course, which is infield road course, which is bolted onto part of the tri-oval, which forms the circuit itself. So 28 laps round for this endurance race, straight into the Enduros here for round one. So no messing around, straight to it. All tyre compounds are to be run. So that's soft, medium and hard compounds, minimum of 3 laps for any of those. So you're going to be looking at 2-stopper at least. Some guys may decide to do a 3, but 2-stopper essentially is going to be what most of the drivers will be on. But there's going to be a lot of strategy into this one, a lot of slipstream and a lot of fuel saving. So it's all going to be going on here. So I think what we'll do is we'll get this first one underway. And let's go through this grid. So they've done their quali. And on the pole position, we have Smith. We've got Neil Farmack in second place. Bailey in third in the 7-Up car. We've got Fitzy in fourth in the Rizzler. Motor Storm Hero in fifth. Grasshopper in sixth. Victor in seventh. Toby in eighth. Myself in ninth. So obviously I'm got myself promoted from League 1 up to the League of Champions. Dyson in 10th, also got himself up there. Brisbane in 11th, Unforgiven in 12th, Inky 13th, another one that's got himself up into the top league. And Love Rocket Rods, as you know, as well, also got himself up there. We're missing a couple of drivers here for this first round, so we would have had a full lobby at 16 cars, but 14's a good start. Everyone's buzzing for this one. All the drivers look forward to this first race of the championship to see how things go, see if they can kind of assess how their season's going to go from this point. So away we go then, start of this 28 lapper, and this first little section here on the oval. Now we cut into this infield, tricky first left hand at turn 1. So the tyres on the inside there can get hit, but everyone's through there nicely, off through down to the right hander now. Bailey already trying to attack the back of Smith. Long way to go in this race. These guys will be already thinking about their strategies at this point. These two already creeping away from Neil in third, and Fitzy, Motorstorm Hero, Grasshopper. Oh, that's Neil having a go at Fitzy around the outside. But Fitzy comes out on top. Neil had to just slow up a little bit there. He's under pressure now from Motorstorm Hero and Grasshopper. In the middle here, 3 abreast coming through into the right hander now to pick up the tri-oval section, and Victor up the inside. What a move from Victor this will be. Takes 2 for the price of 1. Will he take Motorstorm as well? No, he won't. Up to 5th he goes. But Victor, what a move that was. I think they were getting tangled up a little bit, weren't they, the guys? And he's now all battling with Toby all over the back of Neil. Grasshopper can't find his way through. So they come now down towards bus stop chicane. Through here they go. 3 black and white cars. Don't get mixed up. Slightly different teams here. The Rocket livery, and then the Alpha Tauri teammates here as well, with Grasshopper there in 8th place. But ahead of them now are the leaders, Smith, Bailey and Fitzy. Smith still leading it, but Bailey and Fitzy now having a battle for that 2nd and 3rd. Hard on the brakes, right there on that black line. Very hard to keep the car going. Getting it stopped, I should say. Round for that left-hander. The way through there, full pelt. So Motorstorm Hero in 5th, but Victor leading this big train of cars. As you look down from the drone shot, great shot that is. So Victor then in fourth place, trying everything he can to try and get himself onto the back of the front three, who have pulled out a bit of a gap now on the rest. As we see Toby up the inside of Mostorm Hero, will he run it wide? No, he don't. I don't think, but Mostorm's going to get him back, so maybe just a little bit wide for Toby, but he's going to be on the inside here now for this left-hander. But no, Motorstorm Hero still comes out on top, still stays in fifth place. So Toby's going to have another go at that next time round. Now, of course, Slipstream's going to play a big part, and now we're going to see if you can, once you get yourself into that Slipstream zone, it's going to be pretty strong, a pretty strong effect. So Toby on those medium tyres is going to be having a look at Motorstorm, who's on mediums as well, coming through the chicane now. Right up behind him goes Toby, but didn't make that stick. Got to be a bit careful on the exit. You can get a penalty through there if you take a little bit too much. It's all along nicely through there. Victor still in fourth, but how's our front three getting on? Fitzy just getting a little bit detached from these front two, but Smith and Bailey side by side coming down now to finish lap 2, start of lap 3, over the line now, neck and neck, nothing in it at all. Bailey just ahead of Smith by a little bit, but he's on the outside. Bailey gets that done, keeps it there nicely through there from the top 3. Then Victor in 4th, Motorstorm in 5th, then Toby 6th, still didn't get it done. Grasshopper 7th. Paul's running out wide, he's going to lose a spot to Neil and Inky. Let's have a look at see what happened to Paul there. Obviously got it wrong there, up the inside of Neil at this point. It's going into 8th place, down into the braking zone. He's going to run it wide, isn't he? He does. Yeah, just about clings onto the circuit, but Neil gets that place back, and Inky's going to take 9th off him as well. So Paul back to 10th, but Paul's going to have the inside line. He's going to get him on the brakes, which he does. Paul on the hard tyres. So Inky right behind him now. Inky on the soft, so in theory should have a little bit more on those tyres in terms of grip. Up the inside he goes now. Paul gave him plenty of room, so up to 9th goes Inky. Finally gets that 9th place. Paul in 10th, Dyson in 11th. These two used to battling with each other, both having come up from League One, so know each other pretty well on track. That is Paul, that nearly went away from him. Easily done there as you apply the power, but that's going to lose him that spot, and maybe 2, because Brisbane's also there. He's going to get a lovely double slipstream, so he's going to take Paul as well, I would imagine, down this back straight towards the chicane, for bus stop chicane for the 3rd time. Brisbane's on the inside. Paul's nothing he's going to be able to do about that apart from get out of the way, so down to 12th. So Paul just starting to go backwards a little bit. He's on those hard tyres, remember. So is Brisbane, and so is Dyson. So them 3 are all on hard tyres, just a slipstream working its magic there. And then we've got Love Rocket Rods in 13th, also started on the hard tyres. Got on his own a little bit there now with Unforgiven. Quite sure happened to Unforgiven. Something must have happened to him. He's back down there in 14th, which is quite unusual. He's on the hard tyres as well, unless of course he's doing a bit of early fuel saving, which is quite possible. Long way to go. So maybe that's what he's doing. Down into turn 1, gets it stopped nicely. Leader Bailey though has got away from Smith. Got that fastest lap as well, 1:46.7. Will that get beat by the time this race finishes? Well, 4 laps in. There's a good chance it might do. Smith then now under pressure a little bit now from Fitzy. These Supra concept racing cars. That's Fitzy now. Has a look around the outside of Smith. Whistler taking on the Rocket. He gets it done. Got through there nicely into the chicane. Smith then Toby, who's now finally got himself through up to 4th place. Motorstorm Hero under pressure from Victor. Victor going backwards a little bit now in that other Rocket livery car. It's just shy of 600 brake horsepower. No, Victor did. He did get round the outside of Motorstorm Hero, actually. So Motorstorm Hero down to 6th. Of course, we know about him as well, coming up from League One also. Him and Dyson having the battles that they did in League One. So we get another one of those battles between these two drivers. There's Grasshopper. It's going to be a long, exhausting race for these drivers. Hot as well out there. So by the time this race finishes, they've been wiping more than the sweat off their brow, that's for sure. As we see the planes coming in right next to the airport here, of course, as well. So lots of aircraft coming in and out of the area. As Inky now having a look at Neil Farmack, who's going to be on the outside. That's not going to work. Neil's going to have it now. What sort of exit does he get, Neil? Let's have a look. Is it a bit wide? Does Inky do the switch back? He will, you know, and he gets that done. So nicely from Inky. Takes Neil for 8th place. And Neil's now going to sit behind him. He could get it straight back with the slipstream. So we look across the lake along this back straight. It's not going to get it done in time before the chicane because it's coming up to that now. Oh, Neil a bit quicker through there. The entry. Oh, and that might be a penalty. Got to be a bit careful. Took a bit of grass. And let's just stick with Neil just to see if that is a penalty. No, it isn't. So that's all okay. I was expecting the penalty there for him, but no such thing. So Brisbane in 10th. Actually, we'll go back to Neil a second because it looks like he's lining up maybe a move down here at turn 1. Be a tough place to pass, but I think he's getting it covered, I think. Yeah, he covers it. So Inky still 8th, Neil in 9th, Brisbane then in 10th. Dyson in 11th, Paul in 12th. I've Rocket in 13th and Unforgiven in 14th. So this 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 10th really. So these 5 cars are all pretty close here at the back of the field. So the hard tyres, I think you're going to get 6, 7, maybe even 8 laps out of these hard tyres if you wish before you want to change. So see, I expect us, well, might start to see some people coming in for stops soon, if the ones that are on the hard tyres anyway. Brisbane with the back end getting a bit loose. Let's go back to our leaders and see how we're getting on. Well, Bailey dominating at the moment, got a lovely lead. Smith still in 2nd, still under pressure from Fitzy, but no real change there. Low Fitzy with a beautiful exit there now. He's going to, 1.5 seconds from Smith. So let's see how Smith got that. Obviously, it was through the bush stop chicane, and I'm going to have difficulty saying that, aren't I? But let's just see how he got it. So with Smith now, it wasn't through there, was it? Was it the exit? Yes, it's going to be in it. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was the entrance in there. That didn't look any worse than what Neil done previously. So really short. Where we picked that up, that didn't look that bad, if I'm honest with you. But well, the game obviously thought otherwise. So he will stay to the left, and Fitzy will finally get into 2nd place to try and chase down Bailey. So there is our leader, Bailey, going through shot now. Fitzy in 2nd, Smith in 3rd. As we watch them all come round turn 1, Toby 4th, Victor 5th. Look at this battle, Motorstorm in 6th. So these 3 now. What happened to Victor now? Sorry, that was Toby. Sorry, Victor going around the outside. I think Toby might have just picked up a little bit too much grass there. Now, he's got Victor all over his rear end. Remember, looking very similar, but these are not teammates. Just the colours and the cars do look very similar, but as you can see, one's the Rocket, one's the AlphaTauri, so not the same team here. And the Storm Hero just waiting to pick up any pieces that might happen ahead of him. But These three have closed right up now. They're still going for it. Victor now. Motorstorm now. If Motorstorm sits where he is, he may get that double slipstream. Victor will obviously be working off of Toby's, but Motorstorm might get the double before he gets the chicane. But by the time he catches them, it'll probably be into the braking zone, which will be too late. In fact, if anything, Victor's going to be challenging Toby through here. Oh, Motorstorm Hero very quick through there. Just gained a hell of a lot of time on Victor there. Oh, Victor with a moment. Oh, and he's gone. Victor's gone. That was just trying to correct a little mistake through the chicane. Let's go and have a look at that again. So Victor, I think it was just a bit of grass. Yeah, well, kind of back end combined with a little bit of grass, and yeah, didn't like that, did it at all? And well, could have been a lot worse. But we'll lose a couple of spots to Grasshopper and Inky. Maybe even Neil, who's up behind him now. Through he goes. Victor doing the right thing and just staying out of the way. Just trying to get back up to speed is Victor. But now he's going to have Brisbane for company as well. Blue and yellow Rizzler car. So we start lap 8. See anybody coming in yet? I would suspect that we'll see some coming in very soon for tyres for their first stop. I should say Dyson 11th, Paul in 12th, Unforgiven 13th, Love Rocket now 14th. So Unforgiven has made that move on Love Rocket. Now was that along the back straight somewhere? Yeah, it must have been just caught the back end of it there, but he must have got him along for using a bit of slipstream there from Unforgiven. So he makes up a place to 13th then into turn 1. He goes in that Yorkshire team. Teammate 2, Paul. This is teammate, so in fact, teammates 12th and 13th for the moment. Very recognisable green and red Yorkshire T cars. All going to run as far as he can on the fuel he's got before he comes in. Probably got a couple more laps before he needs to worry about that. Oh, runs it a little bit wide there again, just on the brakes. See, there's several layouts here at Daytona. The kind of infield piece there, which I think is for the motorbikes actually. So various kind of layouts here. Forgiven then. And his teammate ahead of him. Dyson ahead of Paul. Teammate to Grasshopper. So basically, the way it works with the teams is that, or with the teammates I should say, there is teams throughout all of the 5 leagues that we've got running the same. So each team runs the same livery throughout the leagues. 2 teammates per league, so same as what we had last time out. So two teammates per league, but each league running the same team colours essentially. So Fitzy then second, Smith now he's got back on the back of Fitzy. Storm up to 4th, Grasshopper 5th, Toby 6th, for Toby going backwards again, Inky 7th. So this is all going to be battles. Trying to catch these battles in the slipstream is going to be quite difficult round here. You know it's going to happen, but it's just trying to catch them at the right time. So you can see him, but there's going to be a lot of swapping and changing, and Toby obviously with the fuel that he's got there, he's going to be coming in, I would imagine, at the end of this one. Now someone is in the pits now. Who is it? That's Love Rocket Rod, so he was the first one to blink, just leaving pit lane now, but doesn't lose anything, it's back in 4th. And as we see Paul now under, trying to get past Dyson, goes on the low side, don't think he's going to get it done. Dyson's going to keep it there. He does. So Dyson still ahead of Paul in 11th place. Paul's going to have to come in now. He's on low fuel. Dyson, he might stick it out for one more lap possibly. But all our leaders are in though. Bailey, Fitzy and Smith. So we're going to race in pit lane. Let's see how it unfolds. In fact, Motorstorm takes the lead now. So he's got one more lap. So he's going to take a lead. So Bailey's in, Fitzy's in. Neil's going to go up to second place. Smith's in still. So still the race in pit lane. We'll see how that develops. Fitzy going in now, but Motorstorm Hero quite used to leading races, isn't he? We know this. But what's he like leading the race here in the League of Champions? We don't know this, but we're going to find out. But at the moment, he's got a lovely lead over Neil in second place. Both of whom are going to be coming in next time round. Everybody else pretty much in the pit lane at the moment. Dyson, as suspected, he's going to have one more go at it, but he's up to third place now. So top three haven't come in, but Bailey's out. So he's been in to come out on medium tyres. So he does remain ahead of both Fitzy and Smith. So no change in order here. Fitzy on the medium, Smith on the mediums. All going with the same strategy by the looks of it here. So exactly the same pretty much as where they were before we came in to the first stop. 10 laps in, so I'm not even halfway through this race yet. Sopper in 7th, but effectively in 4th place. So we see Motorstorm Hero in pit lane now. Now what about Neil? He's going to be coming in as well. He is, so our two leaders are in. Dyson's also going to be coming in now. He's going to dive in now, I would think. He is. So that's our top three. So let's go back with Bailey then and see where he comes out or where they come out. He's going to be passing them very soon. So Bailey's going to be going from 4th to 1st. Back to the front of this race, just like that. Fitzy 2nd. Smith 3rd now. 4th for Motorstorm, but Toby could well get 4th now with Grasshopper under pressure from him. Down here turn 1, ooh, Grasshopper. Well, both kind of running it wide, Toby in particular, but I think Grasshopper, there they are, they come out. Yeah, Grasshopper did get that move done. Toby just ran it a bit wide, couldn't quite get the car stopped at turn 1, could he? Toby. He has been in, he's on the hard tyre, so he's trying to get him warmed up. As Inky goes up the inside of him to take 6th place, so that's the reason why. Grasshopper looks on the hard tyres, but Toby not feeling it yet. The temperature he knows. He's still trying to fight back at Inky though. So he lost a couple of spots there after running wide at turn 1, did Toby. You do in the exit here onto the oval section. Is he close enough to attack Inky? It's a short at this point. So Inky is looking pretty close to the back of Grasshopper, so if anything, looks like Inky might have a little bit of help. Grasshopper here, I don't think it's going to be close enough to make the move on Grasshopper down here at the chicane, but let's see if you can get a better drive through here. He might be right on the back of Grasshopper by the time he comes out the other side, but pretty good from all of those. Toby in fact probably gained a little bit there on Inky, and actually gained quite a lot on Inky, because look at this, here comes the slipstream effect right up behind Inky now. Going to take this place, going to take 6th place, going to have to go around the outside though. Inky's going to go on the low line. But what that will do is it's going to keep him on the inside for turn 1. Oh, it's neck and neck, and Toby didn't fancy that, going around the outside. I can't say I blame him if I'm honest, Inky. does get that job done anyway. Just keeps that 6th place from Toby in 7th. But Toby looking fairly strong now. But Inky's covering all the inside lines here. So Toby can have to go around the long way here. Inky trying to make it as hard as possible for Toby to pass him. Of course, Grasshopper ahead of them. He's in a bit of danger from getting past as well from Inky as Inky closes right in on the right-hander. So now Inky's attacking Grasshopper now and he's very close, all on the brakes. We've seen this from Inky. He does like a little switchback here, but does he get that inside line? He might, you know. And he is temporarily. No, he gets it done. So good drive from Inky. Now the other side he goes. Grasshopper on those hard tyres, remember. Inky on those mediums. And Toby on the hard tyres as well, but Grasshopper's going to fight back. Down here at the bus stop chicane. Inky, we know, will defend and defend and defend until he can defend no more, but very difficult when you're got the slipstream like you do around here to actually defend properly. And Toby now, it's Grasshopper's turn. He's got to defend from Toby. It's Toby don't know whether to go top or bottom. No, he dives in actually, so he's going to throw himself out of that fire. Potential problem there. Goes into pit lane. Gets a lot of dirty air at the point, so he thought he'd dive in, get some new boots on and try again. But he's going to drop him down, of course. Grasshopper 6th, then it's Neil in 7th, Victor in 8th. Got Brisbane 9th, Unforgiven in 10th, just ahead of his teammate Paul in 11th, who's been in, got himself in the soft tyres, but Paul, I think, at a moment now, if I recall, I think he actually hit the tyre wall at turn 1. Let's have a look. So, I was ahead of Unforgiven at this point. 10th place. In fact, goes past Toby, who's in there. Now, just got the braking a bit wrong, or turned it a little bit too soon. Bang. Yes, I hit it quite hard as well. Not enough for any damage, but enough to stop the momentum and let my teammate go past. Drops herself down to 11th, so just didn't quite get the braking. Well, I got the braking right, just didn't quite get the turn right in the end. To hit that tyre wall, allowed Unforgiven to come through up to 10th place. So both teammates now, Yorkshire team, soft tyres. Dyson in 12th, Love Rocket 13th, and Toby in 14th. Just come out the pit lane. But Dyson and Love Rocket in 12th and 13th will be seeing what they can do from back there. Leader, whose fastest lap still remains actually, still 1:46.7, is still Bailey's fastest lap, and no one's been able to touch it so far. Fitzy second, still with Smith in third. All quite spread out now, these top three. They've got a massive gap back then, back down to Motorstorm Hero, who a little bit on his own, and this is a trouble once you get yourself on your own with no help from anybody ahead of you. It's very difficult to make up any time on anybody. Obviously wastes a lot more fuel as well, because you can't save it being sitting behind someone. You just got to try and go as hard as you can. So Storm Hero will be watching his fuel gauge closely. Inky in 5th. The other hand will be looking at Motorstorm Hero and thinking to himself, well, there's 4th place, let's see if I can get a little bit closer to that. Grasshopper and Victor now having a battle. Victor, I think, just past Grasshopper up the inside, up to 6th place now for Victor. Grasshopper at 7th. Grasshopper just trying everything he's got on those hard tyres, but not giving him a lot at the moment. But of course, one more stop for the guys, for the majority of these guys, so he's lost at the moment. 7th place is pretty good halfway through this race. In 8th now, he's going to get onto the back of Grasshoppers on those soft tyres, so going to easily catch onto the back of Grasshopper here, and be surprised if he passes him by the time he gets to turn 1. City crowd here, look at him grandstand. Absolutely, what a view that is. Neil having a look. Hard on the brakes. Really difficult to get the car stopped there and turned at the same time. Didn't get it done, but he's as close as he's ever been now to the back of Grasshopper, Neil. So it's not going to take him long, I don't think, to make this pass. Through the dogleg. And down to the right-hander. It's long right-hander this one. Seems to go on for a long time. And Neil going up the outside now, but Grasshopper will have the inside for this next left-hander. As we get ourselves onto the oval section. Up wider goes Neil, looking for the run, and he gets it. Yes, he does, on the outside, so that was a good move. Set that up way before the final corner. It was on the outside all the way. Knew he had that grip, but Grasshopper's going to bounce right back here with the slipstream effect. Straight up the inside to the chicane, but Neil's not having any of it. Side by side through there, no, and Neil said, no way, buddy. I'm having that 7th, I'm going to keep that 7th, there's no way you're coming through. Grasshopper had to back off in the end, and stays in 8th place. Victor, meanwhile, Brisbane, meanwhile, in 9th place, closing in as well. Still going on this battle between Grasshopper and Neil, I noticed. Excuse me. Still can't get it done, Grasshopper. Brisbane 9th. Forgiven in 10th. All in 11th. Dyson in 12th and Love Rocket in 13th. Toby in 14th, still can't quite get himself back into in amongst it. Going on though, isn't it? Behind the top 3, Motorstorm Hero in 4th, but it's just behind them. I think we've got Inky, Victor, Neil Farmack. In fact, just ahead of them, we've got Motorstorm Hero, Inky, Victor. So these 3 quite close. Motorstorm Hero in 4th place though. Neil 7th, as we know. Grasshopper 8th. Brisbane in 9th. Forgiven in 10th. Paul 11th. Dyson in 12th. Love Rocket 13th. Toby 14th. Here's your field. As you can see, day is turning into night. The floodlights will be on soon. The sun's going down here in Florida. Headlights are now on. It's not going to stop these drivers. Smith just a little bit wide there. Bailey looking good out in front at the moment, looking like he might have this one wrapped up at this point. Having said that, as we say, still got another stop to come, and I think that's going to be the telling point. 17 laps in of this 28 lap race, and it's not done yet. Zinke still piling on the pressure behind Motorstorm Hero, and Victor behind him, so 4th, 5th and 6th. Look at this. Who's going to do what here as they come down towards the chicane? Nasty through there. Now Victor got a better run than Inky, and he's going to line himself up for a move on him. Inky, we've seen this, will stay to the inside lower line down on that left to try and set him up for turn 1 if Victor don't get in by the time he gets there. Victor just backed off a bit there, so Inky still remains in 5th place. Victor though in 6th, piling on the pressure. Motorstorm Hero looks like he's just coming into play as well for these two, but Victor still attacking Inky on the outside here, the right-hander. Again, difficult there. Can he do the switchback? He can't. Not on Inky this time. But look at this. Right up behind him now. He switches to what will be the outside to go through the dog leg. And then down to the right-hander. Still can't get it done, Victor. Now if he just sits behind him and then has another go when they go onto their oval section. Trouble is, he can fight right back, Inky, if he does get it done. Victor's, let's have a look. Here we go. Oh, and he's not going to, and he's twice now in this race, he's lost the back end. Just as I was getting ready for the move, he goes and does that, and well, it's knocked him all the way back down to 9th place, lost a couple of spots there for Victor, but that's twice now in this race. The back end's come round on him. That's allowed Unforgiven now to attack him. Unforgiven might get Victor down here, and does. Yeah, Victor stays well out of the way. Unforgiven with the momentum goes through to 9th place. Victor 10th. Dyson 11th. Toby 12th. Paul in 13th. So Paul's obviously been in. He has to get out of the medium tyres now. So he's done his 2 stops. I think he's down to 13th place now. And, I think a lot of fuel savings going to have to be had here, because there was no way I was going to make the race to the end without fuel saving, and I had to really go lean in the end, which didn't really help my cause. Just when I needed to try and catch up, although a long way back from the rest at this point. Got a couple in, Grasshopper, Unforgiven are in the pit lane, but big gaps right away to the rest of them between us two, myself and Love Rocket, so a lot of work to be done there. Brisbane also in pit lane, but Bailey, our leader, he stays out. He looks like he's got one more lap in him. With Fitzy and with Smith, so all 3, which they've been doing all this race really, identical strategies. It'll be another race in pit lane. Now this could be where we see a change of lead. This might be where the race is won, in fact, when they all go into this pit lane. Let's see. So we know it's Bailey, Fitzy and Smith in that order. Let's see what it's like when they come out. Let's see what it's like when we finish this race. So I still think we're in for a bit of swapping and changing. They'll dive in at this point. Bailey's in, Fitz is in, Smith's in. Smith's gained a little bit on Bailey and Fitzy there, didn't he? You can see that visibly. Motorstorm Hero then. He's in as well, so he's following suit. Neil, is he coming in? I think he will. Yeah, they all are. So all our top 5 we're all doing exactly the same. And Victor's in too. He is. So that's top six are in. Dyson, I don't think he'll be in. I think he's going to try and go round for another lap here. He's in seventh at the moment, but he could well take the lead. He's staying out. Starts lap 20. Dyson will probably take the lead now. After the race, he does. Quite a long pit time here as well. I think we'll just see Bailey come out. So Bailey does come out in second. Toby third, up to third now. He didn't come in. Fitzy fourth, Smith in fifth. So no change there. But in fact, but Bailey has gained a little bit of time on the boys ahead of him, hasn't he? I know Dyson's leading it, but Bailey is our effective leader because Dyson's going to have to come in. Toby in third. Bailey there has gained a bit of time on both Fitzy and Smith. Oh, Toby all over the back, and a nice little tribute there. Actually, I've just noticed it on Bailey's car to the late great Eddie Jordan. So he's under pressure from Toby now. He's going to go around the outside of Bailey. Bailey on the inside, but I don't think Bailey's going to have an answer to Toby. No, he doesn't. He lets him go, though. He knows that he's still going to be the leader by the time Toby comes in, because he's got to come in, and we know that Dyson's coming in, so he will be the leader still. Bailey with Fitzy in fourth, but in second. Smith in fifth, but in third. So it's still going to be Bailey, Fitzy, and Smith by the time Dyson and Toby go in. They're coming in now, right on cue. So Bailey it is, taking up the lead. Here we go again. So let's see, it's interesting to see. It's probably all on the same tyres. Hard, hard, and hard. Yep, so all exactly the same. They've done exactly the same throughout this entire race. So they're absolutely matching each other. Motorstorm's gone the opposite way and he's come out on the soft tyres for this final stint. What he's hoping, I would imagine, he would probably know that the guys ahead of him possibly on hard tyres. So he's hoping if he can get some good lap times here, with those soft tyres on, he might be able to get himself onto the back of the front three and possibly on for a win. But look at this lot: Inky 5th, Neil 6th, Brisbane 7th, Grasshopper in 8th. Did he just get done there, Grasshopper? I think he did. He did by Brisbane, didn't he? So he's in 7th, and then Brisbane, I think, a little bit of a tag there through the right hand up. It's not much of a gap for Brisbane to go for, but got it through in the end. So now attacking the back of Neil is Brisbane. Let's go forward with Brisbane, shall we, and see. That's what it looks like as you're on the oval. He's going to have to go now past Neil, but Neil covering the inside. Now, we don't want to be going on the outsides really, but he's going to have to, I think. Through here now, up the side of Neil. Takes that 6th place for now anyway, into the chicane. Yeah, he keeps it. Yeah, Neil there behind, so good move. So let's have a look. Does Neil get this back? You're going to see the slipstream effect coming into play, and here he comes, Neil. He is, and he's, well, yeah, he's just grabbing a little bit. Now he's having another go on the inside. Not quite see him, but Brisbane's on the Inky as well ahead of him, so these three are really having a great race. Look at this. Brisbane, no, he has to sit behind Inky. Inky's gone wide. Gone well wide as Inky is going to drop all the way down to 8th. Oh, and that was that battling. I think he was probably looking at what's happening behind him and not watching where the corner was. Well wide out into the car park there. Oh, and nearly touches the tyre wall as well. but loses 3 places there. So from 6th, sorry, from 5th to 8th, just like that. But these 3 are still battling now. Grasshopper now on the back of Neil. Brisbane's pulled away ahead of them. Grasshopper now attacking Neil. It's on the hard tyres. Grasshopper on the soft. Get past him, no. Neil's still there in 6th place, but I think, was there another little... Yeah, the focus and concentration of these guys is just starting to... the fatigue is starting to set in. So maybe as they now hit the tri-oval, and Grasshopper did get it done, but yeah, concentration levels, the same goes for me as well. Put my teeth in. Is, well, getting to that point of... well, getting to that limit, isn't it, really? Lap 22 or 28, it's been a long slog, this race, for these guys, for everybody, in fact. It's still been a great watch. We look all the way back down the field at Toby in 12th, Paul 13th, and Love Rocket in 14th. That's our leaders we want to look at, isn't it? Bailey's still there. Fitzy has caught up with Smith. If he's just keeping his powder dry back there, doing a bit of fuel saving possibly for Smith. Let's see, because I'd be surprised if he comes strong at the end of this race. We're 23 out of 28 now in terms of laps left, so still quite a bit of time to go. Storm Hero still trying his best to get what he can get out of those soft tyres, but of course they're going to wear a lot quicker than the hard tyres ahead of him, so you've got to be a little bit careful. Of course he's also got to be checking that fuel gauge as well, so not quite as simple as going flat out to try and catch the guys ahead of him, but obviously he'll be going as quick as he possibly can. Through the chicane he goes. Brisbane up to 5th now, made his way through, hasn't he? Grasshopper 6th. Neil there in 7th. Inky 8th. Forgiven in 9th. Unforgiven with a 2nd, and Victor again, same place. So that's 3 times in this race, twice at the same place. It's going to be an identical off, isn't it? It's going to be on the exit of the chicane. There it is. Bang. Yeah, and it's just the back end again. He just couldn't quite... It is almost a replay of his first spin at the same place. Dyson's going to pick up the pieces and go past up into 10th place, but I see him in front of them, Unforgiven with a 2nd penalty, which is going to take off now. Don't think it's going to matter too much. Dyson's some way off the back of him, so he's not going to lose anything. Unforgiven. So Dyson 10th, Toby in 11th has also got past Victor to his spin. Love Rocket has actually got past Paul as well, so up to 13th. Paul now on maximum fuel save. It drops all the way back down to the back of the field now. I didn't want to come in for a third stop, so I was trying to run it as lean as possible, but of course that compromises your overall speed, which is why Love Rocket got past me. I really didn't want to go in for a bit of fuel. Tyres would have been okay, but I didn't want to come in for a splash and dash, so it was just a case of trying to see it out. As we see Fitzy now, looks like he's closed the gap a little bit on Bailey. Smith certainly has caught up, so Smith looks like he's was just maybe fuel saving. back there. The Motorstorm Hero also isn't far off in fourth. But Smith will be looking at Fitzy ahead of him and hoping that with 4 laps remaining, he can do something about them guys. Let's have a look as they come through turn 1. It's Motorstorm Hero. He has caught up with the back of Smith, hasn't he? He's been in 5th place, but this top 4 now. We're going to have to include Motorstorm in there because there they are, all 4, top 4 in shot. Coming round the right-hander and out the other side. This massive facility here at the Daytona International Speedway. Things are hotting up here. Not only in the driver's seat, but on track too. It's closing in nicely at the front of this race. Going to set this up for a grandstand finish, and the spectators in that grandstand, it's exactly what they want to see. Brisbane comes through. Grasshopper in 6th, Neil still in 7th. Can't quite get back onto the back of Grasshopper, can he, Neil? Try and grab as much of his slip as he possibly can. From that shot, he looked pretty close, didn't he? It looks like he is getting a little bit of it, but he's not going to be close enough to make a move at the chicane, because here it is now. How about on the other side of it? Does he get a better? Well, he does get a better, and he takes a load of grass, but clearly that's maybe that's where I was going wrong. Maybe taking it a little bit too cautious through there, but clearly that's the route to take, because look at that, straight out the other side, straight out the side of Grasshopper to try and get that 6th place off him. As we've seen, staying on that low line can sometimes work, because it does set you up for the inside line here at turn 1. And that's a difficult move to make going around the outside here, that's for sure. So Neil will be looking for maybe a little switchback somewhere, but not on that occasion. Grasshopper still covering, and tyres are now becoming proving quite difficult now for Grasshopper on those softs, as Neil Farmack now attacks him the outside for the inside through the dog leg, and he's going to get this done. He's on the right, he's on the hard tyres, he doesn't get it done, but Grasshopper's going to struggle to keep that thing going forward and to get it to turn the way he wants it to. Sticking it out there though, but no, he had to give in the end. Just Neil gets it done. Grasshopper just slots in behind. Now he's going to try and feed off of Neil's slip now. So roles reversed down this back straight. Grasshopper can't quite get there, can he, at the moment? His tyres are just not got enough on them. To get past Inky in 8th, Unforgiven 9th now for Unforgiven, as he goes past Inky like he's standing still. Is Inky on hard tyres? He is, mediums for Unforgiven, and that's the result. Forgiven going up to 8th place past Inky in 9th, and then Dyson now attacking Toby. Toby on the soft, Dyson on the soft as well, but Dyson getting a little bit of help from him down to turn 1. Side by side, 10th and 11th. Oh, there's that braking right on that black strip. Yeah, the infield starts is your braking point. Victor in 12th. Paul has got back into 13th. Well, Love Rocket had to go into the pits. He had to do a splash and dash, actually. Love Rocket rods. So he's a long way back in 14th, but that does mean that Paul does get that 13th place back, but too little too late, really. Not going to gain anything now on the penultimate lap, and I think 13's as much as his 13th place is as best he's going to get. I think he can actually start to go full speed again now. switch off the fuel saving mechanism and just go for it. But as I say, too little too late at this point. Not going to get any better than that. But look at this up the sharp end. Got Fitzy now attacking Bailey for the lead. Motorstorm Hero's got past Smith as well, so Smith just going back to fourth. Motorstorm Hero's on those soft tyres up to third, but look at this at the front here, Fitzy and Bailey. Fitzy now, could be the first time Fitzy's led this race if he gets past Bailey. Both on their final lap, both on their final bits of fuel left in their tank, but he didn't get it done. Bailey still keeping him behind him. It's Motorstorm Hero. There's Smith. Now there's something going to happen up here at the end, at the top end. Let's stick with these boys, I think, now and see what happens. I think Smith might well be attacking Motorstorm Hero as well, trying to get that third place back again. But this is where we want to be watching at the moment. Bailey, Fitzy. Have we got something in store here at the end? Is something going to happen between these two? Is going to be a coming together? It's going to allow these boys behind Motorstorm or Smith to take victory instead. But we're on the back straight now, just starting it, and we are just about coming to the end of this race. Bailey's still got it ahead of Fitzy, but Fitzy's going to really be pushing as fast as he can, as hard as he can, to try and get as much out of he can to get onto the back of Bailey. But through the chicane they go. Bailey, Fitzy for the final time. Motorstorm, Smith coming around this final corner now. It looks like Bailey, who has led the majority of this race, is going to take victory, although Fitzy now is going to try and get everything he can in this last little bit. It's going to be a photo finish almost, going to be very close. Bailey will get it. Congratulations to him, that's close. Fitzy in second, Motorstorm third, Smith in fourth, Brisbane will come in fifth. What a battle that was at the front. So fifth for Brisbane. Did well in the end to get himself through to fifth place. Neil will get that sixth, ahead of Grasshopper in seventh. Close there also. Unforgiven will come in eighth. With Toby battling it here with Dyson, will just grab ninth from Dyson in 10th. Inky in 11th. Victor will come in 12th. Paul will get that 13th in the end. So didn't quite work out for Paul with his strategy in, did it? But 13th for race, for round one, I should say. Love Rocket Rods will come in 14th place. So there is your round one here from the League of Champions at the Ultimate Racing League. Hope you enjoyed that. Another 9 rounds to go. It's going to be a cracking series, this one, I think. So keep watching this channel. Please subscribe and like. And I will catch you again. I think next round, funny enough, is we stay in the United States for the next round. So join me for that next week. And thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.